Let me break it down for you for a moment. If a franchise is worth its salt, it should be getting together the franchise owners at least once a year in a great 2 or 3 day event where it is designed to uplift the franchise owners, to reunite the brand, to get everybody back on board with the vision, and of course to reveal and release a lot of new things that are to come in the upcoming year.
So you have a passion for fitness and the desire to start your own business, but launching a massively successful fitness business is extremely complex. The systems, operations, hiring, firing, coaching, sales, and marketing are critical to success. Where do you even start? This show will give you the answers. Here is Bedros Keuilian and Bryce Henson, your hosts of the Fitness Franchise Podcast, a show dedicated to helping fitness entrepreneurs launch and grow successful gyms.
And welcome back, friends, to another amazing episode. And before we get started, I want to give you a friendly reminder to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and write an awesome review on iTunes. That way we can keep producing this content for you for free. So here in the studio with my man B, and we are talking about World Conference, annual conference for our big franchise event, and wanted to kind of give you the behind the scenes look. So B, what do you got for us today?
Well, so we're talking about the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference, right? And by the way, I guess before we get started, since if you don't know what the World Conference is, let me break it down for you for a moment. If a franchise is worth its salt, it should be getting together the franchise owners at least once a year in a great 2 or 3 day event where it is designed to uplift the franchise owners, to reunite the brand, to get everybody back on board with the vision, and of course to reveal and release a lot of new things that are to come in the upcoming year. Now, most franchises will do this like every other year or every third year, and they'll just do it kind of low key and kind of a crappy experience where you just feel like wah, 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 another goofy seminar. But what we do is very different, which is why we call it the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference. And of course, if you don't know how we do it, well, why don't we just show you a little sizzle reel from last year. And 2020 was the year that tested so many people. Tested our commitment, it tested our headspace and our emotional space, didn't it? And it showed us that we are tribal. We're meant to be together. We're meant to connect, we're meant to love, we're meant to share, we're meant to stay united, not divided. What time is it?
The game may change, but it's always game time.
If you are here today and if you're watching us live, you survived winter.
One, two, three!
Now, as you can tell from that sizzle reel from last year, we do things a little different, right, Bryce?
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, this year at the World Conference, we're not just up there, you and me, speaking about what's coming down the pipeline, but we really want to inspire and uplift some amazing, by bringing in some amazing presenters. And our big keynote presenter is Jesse Itzler. Why don't you tell the audience who they are?
Yeah, so I guess we'll highlight with Jesse, who's a good friend of yours, B, and I've actually seen him speak 2 other times before. He's part owner of the Atlanta Hawks. He sold his company Marquis Jet to the infamous Warren Buffett, sold his company Zika Water to Coca-Cola, and I want to say he's married to Sarah Blakely, who is the founder of Spanx, $1 billion company.
Yeah. In fact, she just sold her company as well, which I believe she is the second female entrepreneur to sell a business for $1 billion.
Oh, wow. She sold Spanx.
Correct.
I'm finding out in real time.
Correct. She sold Spanx. It came out probably about 4 months ago. And so anyway, all that said, we wanted Jesse Itzler to come because talk about an entrepreneur's entrepreneur. And Jesse's one of those guys where if you saw him on the street, you know this, like you'd be like, is this guy a homeless man who's going to mug me?
Total salted guy you would never know in a million years, like wearing scrubs and sweatshirts and all that.
Completely disheveled and collar sticking up and hat backwards or sideways. And it's really because he's just a regular guy who has these unreasonable expectations of himself. And the reason I say unreasonable expectations is because most people, I think society has conditioned us to set these realistic and reasonable expectations. What I learned very quickly in life from a great mentor of mine, Jim Franco, is that reasonable expectations are for people who want to live an average or mediocre life. Mm-hmm. You must think at an unreasonable level. Think Elon Musk. Think, Jesse Itzler, his wife, Sarah Blakely. Think of Steve Jobs, right? These are people who thought at such a high level that they created technologies and products and services that forever changed the world. And so who better than to be inspired by than someone like Jesse Itzler? And the whole idea there of the World Conference in bringing all of our franchise owners together is about learning from our franchise owners who are also winning at a very high level in a time like now, post-pandemic, mm-hmm. where so many businesses are still struggling. Mm-hmm. You've got Fit Body Bootcamp owners who are just thriving and crushing. And so in addition to getting Jesse Itzler on stage and hearing him speak, motivate, and inspire, how awesome that all of our franchisees get to hear from our top franchisees who have 8, 9, 10 locations each and are doing things so unique and different post-pandemic that we get to share with all of our franchisees so they can all have that unfair advantage, right?
Totally. And especially this year, the theme is profitability after like a really hellish 2 years for humanity and, mm-hmm. and all the craziness that went by. But B mentioned, our coaching and profitability team, who's also going to be teed up. And speaking of profitability, we were just chatting with our man, CJ Workamp, who's one of our CAP coaches in South Dakota. And in January, we're filming this a few months into 2022, but in January, the guy grossed $105,000 a month. Literally just in 1 month, so a 6-figure month. And
from one Fit Body Bootcamp location.
From one Fit Body Bootcamp location. He's one of many speakers which are really going to, talk about profitability, talk about strategies and techniques on really what has worked for them, and now we can deploy that brand wide.
Yeah. And you know what I love about this, and I know we do things differently. For the longest time, we've called ourselves the anti-franchise franchise, and we don't just put on a seminar, we put on a show with the World Conference. And I believe, like, if you were going to go to church and you're going to hear a great message, or if you're going to go to a Tony Robbins event, you're going to hear a great message, that message needs to be so powerful that it moves you to action, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the World Conference is exactly that. It's a show that is so powerful, so rich and meaty with content that you can act on, that you feel like you have an unfair advantage against all other businesses in your same category in your community. Because when you look at CJ, who grossed over $100,000 a month out of his one Fit Body Bootcamp location that we went and visited, it wasn't all that big. And by the way,
well, now it is. He's had to basically expand,
right.
Yeah.
In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, not necessarily the fitness capital of the world. We're not talking like Southern California where everybody wants to be fit, or, New York where everybody cares about how they look. This is Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I share this with you because people might have that limiting belief and say to themselves, well, listen, but, I have a gym, or I plan on opening up a gym, but I don't know if it'll work in my tiny little small town here where I live. I'm here to tell you that when we look at guys like Matt Wilbur, who owns location in Grand Haven, Michigan, and actually 9 other places throughout Michigan, Arizona with Ben Jones with his 8 locations, and CJ, and I don't know if we can talk about this, but I'm just going to let it out of the bag. CJ is now taking on, 2 or 3 more locations?
Just 2 more, so he'll have 3 more by the end of this year.
Throughout Sioux Falls. Obviously, success leaves clues. And what a great thing to do to bring these Fit Body owners up on stage and to be able to learn from them step by step. And then what we do as the franchise headquarters is we take their strategies, and then we deploy it to all of our franchise locations so that they can replicate and model that success.
And let's not forget about our man Stephen Hadley either, which again, from a very small town in Daphne, Alabama. So it's interesting to your point. A lot of times when we get influx of leads from different franchise potential owners who are interested in opening a Fit Body, they think, okay, because I don't live in the New York or California or Florida, then I can't be successful. And the truth is, no. I mean, this model works, and it works well across the board. In fact, Steven's been in our brand since 2010. He has a thriving location, nearly $1 million facility, and he actually spun up, which is again part of the theme of profitability, a program called Fit Body Forever, which is targeted at the mature adults who, let's face it, who has the most money in the American economy? People, and the baby boomers that are 55 and older. Now, are they looking to get in their skinny jeans, six-pack abs? Of course, they want to look and feel good, but that's not their primary motive. They want to age well. They want to have better functionality and mobility, into their later years. And Stephen, what he's done, he's carved out a market with specific marketing, a specific program that we've encapsulated within the Fit Body Bootcamp model we call Fit Body Forever, who will also be basically, showcasing and sharing the systems and the processes and the marketing to basically grow your business, add another 6 figures with, clients that are already in your community without having to take any additional overhead from a different location.
And I'm so glad you're sharing this, dude, because listen, if you're a gym owner or you want to become a gym owner and you're probably thinking like, all right, Bryce just mentioned profitability. Like that is the theme of their Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference. Like I can jive with that. I would want to be a fly on the wall and hear and see what they're sharing. Clearly, hearing from guys like CJ and Matt and Ben Jones, who are just thriving in their locations, and all of them have multiple locations, so you can't really say that, gosh, they just got that one location, they got lucky. But that's one thing. But what if you can add that additional extra revenue stream, which is, talk about increasing profitability. When you're living in a time like now, post-pandemic, with nationwide inflation. Inflation right now is at 7.2% as of filming this episode.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, that means for every $100 that's in your bank account, in your savings account, every month you're losing $7.02, right? So money in a bank account is losing $7.02. So that means if you're like, well, I'm just going to work hard and stack money in a bank account, you are literally eroding money. And as soon as we go into hyperinflation, where we're talking 9, 10, 11, 12, double digits, like what are you going to do? Your only alternative is to be able to make more revenue, make more money, and make sure that a lot of that money is profit, money that you get to keep and not give away to Uncle Sam for taxes or payroll or overhead operations. So what we're doing with Stephen Hadley to have figured out that the Fit Body Forever model is brilliant. And it's brilliant because Stephen took that model and perfected it by realizing that, wait a minute, the 5th largest economy in the world is the baby boomer market. Like the fifth largest economy is the baby boomer market. They are getting older. They are not getting any younger. As you said, they want to stay functional. They are used to living extraordinary lives of activity, movement, traveling, and they're not about to slow down. And so unlike someone who is interested in getting into their skinny jeans or losing 20 or 30 pounds, this market not only wants to stay fit, but they also want to stay active and functional, which means, and Stephen Hadley proved it with his location, that they will pay, stay, and refer for the long haul, because since they're getting older, the workouts for them have to be different and unique to fit their functional needs. And so imagine finding a new client base and to your existing clients that you can train. And when I asked Stephen, I said, I know you've got like 11 different strategies for getting baby boomers and aging adults.
That he does.
Right? And of course, we're going to be sharing that with our franchise owners. I said, can you just share one of them with me? And so I'm going to pass it along to everybody here. He says, well, Bedros, people go, how do I find aging adults and baby boomers in my community? And he goes, as it turns out, we're already training their kids. He goes, your clientele at every gym has parents who probably live in that community. And all they have to do is refer their parents and say, hey, this Fit Body Bootcamp has a program designed specifically for you. Now, you and I know, Bryce, that since the 1970s, big box gyms had something called silver sneakers. And silver sneakers has been, it is embarrassing. If I was a boomer, a baby boomer, an aging adult, which I am an aging adult, I should say, I guess, but I would not want to sit in an aerobics room in a chair with dumbbells, slowly curling those dumbbells. And in fact, you have to do the complete opposite. You have to be standing up, because the number one thing they lose is their balance if they don't work on retaining it, which is why we see so many broken hips and arms, etc., right? So if you can actually work your body with resistance, you increase bone density, and which means that, God forbid you fall, you have stronger bones. And then if you can work standing up and moving on different planes instead of seated, you will increase proprioception, which means you have balance and coordination, which means the odds of you falling are now slim to none. And that's what we've done. So we've taken away this old stupid method of working with the aging adults called silver sneakers, and we fully committed the Fit Body Forever program to helping aging adults, baby boomers, in a way that's just completely new and different and fits their needs and lifestyle. So again, speaking of profitability, the goal should be, if you're a gym owner or if you're going to open up a gym, how can I make more money from these four walls, and how can I make money that doesn't end up going away through one of these three, I guess, holes in my bucket, which is either taxes, payroll, or overhead operations? Well, you use your existing coaches, right? Taxes you're going to have to pay, so there's nothing we can do about that. And then, of course, you've got overhead operations. Your operation does not have to be any bigger. You just now run these Fit Body Forever sessions during the times that you wouldn't be running your Fit Body Bootcamp sessions.
Totally. And another 6 figures on your location without that extra overhead, without that extra build out. And it's going to, ultimately be a safe hedge for inflation, as, to your point earlier, B. The other really exciting thing that we're excited to basically unveil is our director of internal marketing, Joel Kokis, who Joel and his brother Jared actually have 3 locations out in Alberta, Canada, near the Calgary area. Been with our brand for a decade here. And Joel actually kind of worked his way into our leadership team, our marketing department, by the grace of God in a really, really strong fashion. And last year, what he noticed with the pandemic, because Canada, unfortunately, their government regulations, I don't even want to go through there with Trudeau and what the heck's going on in that country. But ultimately, because they were shut down on a more strict level, Joel kind of had this thought, okay, the way we typically attract clients, I mean, we run awesome promos, we run 6-week challenges, what we call low barrier offers that bring people into the fold, give them an incredible experience for X amount of dollars, usually around $100 to $150, and then the vision is then to basically convert them to long-time paying members. So Joel thought to himself, okay, what if I could actually flip this on his head? Instead of actually bringing a client for $150, which is a low barrier offer, what if actually we can actually sell a high ticket offer, but not just sell a membership as an example, sell a guaranteed result. So Joel ultimately, with Jared and their little scientific laboratory, actually created what the first high value offer. And this is the summer of 2021, kind of the first tail end of COVID. And what he found within a 6-month period of actually testing this and running this, he signed up 500 clients within a 6-month period between his 3 locations.
Huge.
So we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue. So what we did as a coaching and profitability team this past fall, we did a retreat in San Antonio, Texas. So all 7 of us, actually are 2 Canadian guys, Joel and Tyler, had to virtually Zoom in. But we actually blueprinted out, okay, what would be the best high value, high ticket offer? And because of that meeting, we came up with the Ultimate Transformation Program. And exciting to say, over the last few months, we built it out. We ultimately tested it on about a dozen Fit Body Bootcamp locations, our coaching and profitability teams first, and then our mastermind group. And what we're seeing, the results are just absolutely phenomenal. So as profitability is our goal, we are just chomping at the bit to basically unveil this new marketing program to not only fill our locations with leads, but fill them with more qualified leads that are basically more committed to the program, that are paying a high ticket price from the very beginning. So not only do they get an incredible experience and an increase in revenue at those 12 weeks, but the conversion is even higher because they just continue on or even downgrade a normal boot camp. So this is a game changer. And again, a common theme within the profitability of our World Conference this year.
And that goes a long way, Bryce. I'm glad you really broke it down that way, because it goes a long way in bringing on a client who's profitable from day one. Because Remember, folks, pre-pandemic, and see, by the way, you should be very skeptical if you're looking for a gym model or a franchise model that's still doing business the way we've always done business, because the way you've always done business may not work anymore post-pandemic. Cost of marketing has gone up. We know, we just talked about inflation has gone up, the cost of goods, the cost of chicken breast, the cost of construction, the cost of payroll, everything's gone up in price. Look at gasoline prices right now as we film this in March of 2022.
Elections have consequences, my friend.
That's right. Elections do have consequences. And so when you talk about a low barrier offer worked before, when we can sell 28 days for $67 because we are willing to generate a lead from Facebook or Google using paid traffic sources and lose money on the front end so that we can get that prospective client and train them and show them results for 28 days and then convert them to an ongoing member for the next 6, 12 months. So we would make our money, our locations would make our money on the back end. But post-pandemic, things have gone very different. Now that money shifted and changed hands differently, we see a very obvious separation in financial classes. And so more people have a larger amount of money, and then there's more people that have way less money. It's sad, it's unfortunate, but that's how the world operates. And so we have to then go, how can I change my marketing to fit this? That means I'm going to have to sell a high ticket program. Like we're selling a near $1,000 program, a 90-day program on Facebook ads, right? On generating leads, a near $1,000 program that's highly profitable. And we all know this, that when people pay more, they pay attention more, they take their fitness more serious, their nutrition more serious, they're more committed. The more you pay, the more you pay attention. And so those leads, those clients are far more committed and they come to you already profitable versus, gosh, I lost money on the front end gaining that lead, but I'm hoping that I can convert them and keep them on the back end. Now, best case scenario, you're running both types of marketing and because you want to have multiple poles in the water. But going back to the theme of the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference, like profitability, any franchise that tells you, well, this is how we've always done business is literally looking to take typically they take about 10% haircut right off the top, because by the time they charge you their royalties and their software fees and their marketing fees and their credit card processing fees, it's about 10%.
And I mean, we're friends with some franchisors, good people, man, but brag at basically 10+%, right?
Right. You know what? I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you opened that door, man. Look, while they are good people and we've talked to these people and we run our business differently, they brag about the fact that, hey, between all my different fees, I take 10% right off their gross. So imagine if the government raised their taxes on you 10%, hell, you would probably get your pitchforks, light the goddamn things on fire and like go and do another January 6th. I don't know if that was real or not, disclaimer, but go and march on the Capitol, for crying out loud. So when a franchisor is taking 10% off of your gross revenue, and then saying, we do business the way we've always done business, but you see that it's not working anymore, you're not as profitable, but they're still taking that 10% haircut, you might want to ask them, what are you doing to make me, the franchisee, more profitable today? And so those are just 3 of the many things that we're doing for our Fit Body Bootcamp owners and that we're going to reveal and share at the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference. Dude, imagine if we actually invited some of these great folks who are watching and listening to this episode, and maybe they want to start a gym or they have a gym and they want to convert it into a Fit Body Bootcamp, but just aren't sure if Fit Body's right for them. And they're like, you guys are doing really good at selling me on it, but I think I want to come and try it. Do you think we'd be able to bring some of these folks into our World Conference for the first time ever?
I don't think we've done it before, but per our conversation, just because we haven't done it doesn't mean we can't do that, because one of our core values here is to embrace and drive change, and that's why we're thriving after COVID. But B-Man, what do you think? I think it's an awesome idea.
I think it is. So this is mine and Bryce's invitation to you to join us at the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference. It has never happened before. The World Conference has always been for our existing franchisees to come and enjoy and connect and network and grow and be exposed to some amazing humans and learn new strategies and tactics that we're going to develop and deploy. And off they go for another magical, amazing year. But we want to invite you only if you are interested in opening up a Fit Body Bootcamp. If you are just going to come and learn our strategies and skills and then go deploy it in your own gym, we're going to qualify you. You're going to talk to someone over the phone, and we're going to sniff that out, and we're going to kindly tell you not to come. But if you're truly qualified and want to come and consider being a Fit Body Bootcamp owner in your town, we would like to welcome you to the World Conference. So Bryce, why don't you tell them where and when and what they need to do next?
Love it. Well, who's it for? I mean, typically it is for owners, but as you just heard, we're making this special invite. We'll certainly qualify, but our man Max at fitbodybootcamp.com would be a great resource, so shoot him a note. You might have been already in touch with him already if you're going through the process, but if not, Max at fitbodybootcamp.com. And he'll basically take you through that process and get you enrolled. When is it? Well, it's May 13th and 14th, which is a Friday, Saturday in Scottsdale, Arizona. And man, we had an incredible time last year in Scottsdale.
At a beautiful resort.
Gorgeous
resort.
So we're going back. We loved it. Our franchise literally demanded we go back there. So again, May 13th and 14th, Friday and Saturday, Scottsdale, Arizona. And, it's going to be an awesome time, man.
Yeah, and there's a link right in the bio of, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link in the bio in the description box for you to go ahead and click and apply to come to the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference. As someone who's not a Fit Body owner, we'd love to have you there. It's no cost to you. Obviously, we just want to make sure that you're truly, honestly, seriously, with the best of intentions, exploring the idea of becoming a Fit Body Bootcamp owner and not just trying to kind of look under the hood and see what we do and how we do it. Because if you're trying to do all that, we're going to sniff you out, and two, look, you're going to get inspired and motivated at the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference, but you're not going to get the playbook. Like, you're not going to get the blueprint and the playbook, because that we give after the World Conference to all of our owners. But we want to show them exactly what's coming down the pipeline. So you might as well save yourself a trip. But if that is you, then click the link either in the bio, or we're going to reach out to Max at fitbodybootcamp.com. And gosh, we will invite you, and I can't wait to see them there.
Dude, how about this? What if we do a little special lunch even for all our potential people who are interested? You and I kind of host them for one of the days.
I like that. So
just stacking the value, man. We're just
put us on the spot. So how about this? Yeah, we'll figure out one of the days, either on the 13th or the 14th. We will host a special lunch for all of you folks that are interested in becoming a Fit Body Bootcamp owner, who want to come to the World Conference in Arizona and join us. Bryce and I will have lunch with you guys, probably answer any questions that they might have, I imagine.
Sure, yeah.
Right? And then lock all the doors, take all your credit cards, charge you, and voila, you become a Fit Body owner. Just kidding. We will only take your money if you're a good fit to be a Fit Body owner, but that's a great offer.
Yeah, I love it. Well, B, I think that's it. I think we crushed it at the high-level overview. Lots of value here. The mantra and theme is profitability, and certainly our owners are going to be massively profitable, even more so this year and beyond, and certainly potential Fit Body owners. We'd love you to join the fun as well.
Yes, indeed. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Fitness Franchise Podcast. As always, please take a screenshot of this and share it on your social media. Tag Bryce, tag myself, and tag the Fitness Franchise Podcast. And we look forward to seeing you at the Fit Body Bootcamp World Conference if you'll be coming out. Take care.